buddy, and we are going to start right now.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
You can. Yes.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMTV studio, AAMP.TV. Today's show is brought to you by UppercutChops.com. Check out their tasty selection of all-natural, dry-aged USDA prime Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you taste their best-in-class New York steaks, the filet mignon, and, of course, the king of all, those gigantic cowboy cut and tomahawk cut ribeyes. Best I've ever had, probably be the best you ever have as well. Check them out at UppercutChops.com. That's UppercutChops.com. Or give them a call, find out what's for dinner, 702-799-9935, 702-799-9935, 702-799-9935 for UppercutChops.com. Yes! Boy, those are great steaks. If you haven't had them, folks, check them out. They're phenomenal. All right, a big welcome in everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, all of our independents as well, and everybody watching on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, and Time Warner Cable Television, plus Hotel TV in about 550,000 rooms in all Nielsen-rated markets. You can't get away from us, folks. We're here with a very special guest from the very top of the show, and here to introduce himself is our guest.
Jorge Alfaro right here. Just here to talk about being your own boss.
I like that. I like that. Here to talk about being your own boss. Maybe that's why you had that boss shirt on. Tell me about the shirt real quick.
I mean, how he said it, boss. I mean, you just have to believe that. You just have to, how I said it before, be your own boss. Right. You control what you can control, but just going forward and pursue your dreams.
That's a great shirt. That's a great color. You know what? I happen to have one of those boss shirts on too, but see, you can see yours. Mine's a little bit faded here because I'm the host, so I have to wear a collared shirt, if you know what I mean. I can't help it. But nonetheless, hey, it's a rather snappy shirt. You got a watch on too. What do you got over there? Let me see. Hold that watch up. Let me see that. Put that a little closer to the camera so everybody on TV can see that. All right. What are you wearing? Tell me about that. I like watches.
Boss, brown leather, like a blue on the. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, no importa. So, folks, in case you're wondering, so we have Jorge Alfaro here, and he is a native Colombian, and he is here pursuing his dream, and he's been in Major League Baseball. This guy's been on the rodeo. He's been a catcher for a lot of years, but I'm asking him just about this cool watch and the shirt and stuff like that because, hey, listen, it's my show, and I can do what I want to do. I'll tell you what, maybe I'll trade you my watch right here for your watch right there. What do you think about that? Huh?
I like mine, though.
I know, right? Okay, so maybe someday we'll swap watches. Anyway, listen, let's talk about baseball. Okay, so you came out of nowhere, out of a small town in Colombia, right? You were one of 26 players to play Major League Baseball out of Colombia. The odds are so long. I mean, let's think about this. Let's wrap our head around this for just a moment. We think about, I mean, all the players or all the people that are in Colombia, how many millions and millions and millions of people. You are one of 4 ever to come out of Colombia and play Major League Baseball. That in itself, that's madness. So talk about playing amateur baseball and then having the possibility to really grab the opportunity to play on a professional level? What was the game difference and what was the game speed for you?
Um, Everything, like coming from Colombia, I had to fly to Dominican and like train there. I mean, how I said it, pursuing a dream, trying to get a chance to get into the professional baseball. So I don't even sign in Colombia. I had to get out of my country and try to get that. And I mean, you just have to follow your dream, believe it, believe in what you believe, what you believe that you can do.
So, Jorge, the path, it's a very bumpy road. For those that don't know, I mean, look, the probability of anybody, even from the United States, to play professional baseball, it's a very, very, very bumpy road. But now factor in coming from a foreign country and all the hoops you have to jump through just to play professional baseball in the United States. And of course, you think about the climb all the way up through the system through Major League Baseball. Folks, that is one bumpy ass ride. It's not an easy thing to do. And when we think of what Jorge has done, it is almost the improbable. And for how many years you've done this. And, you think about the highs and lows of it, the free agency periods, the down periods, the high periods. And I want to know, never mind that right now. I want to talk about staying healthy. What did you do for all the years that you've played to keep yourself healthy?
I mean, it was really hard, but at the end, you just think about I mean, that little guy, that young Jorge wanted you to do, that he just left everything back home just to come here and pursue a dream, just like try to his best and be the best player that he can be. So you're gonna get through everything, how you said it, like up and downs and injuries, everything. But it all depends on what you believe, and trust yourself and have faith on you.
Right. Oh, folks, by the way, in case you're just tuning in, everybody on Hotel Television and all of our affiliates from coast to coast, everybody else on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Time Warner, Wild Cable Television, we're here with Jorge Alfaro, and he is a professional baseball player for many years, and he's a catcher, which is even more demanding. So, Jorge, talk to me about the rigor, the demand of being a catcher in professional baseball versus just playing for fun, playing amateur baseball.
Um, and it's a really hard job, because you have to do almost everything. Like you have to be able to control the game, try to help the pitcher to feel comfortable, and besides that, you had to forget about defense and go hit. So everything is like two different players. You had to think about offense when you hit, but whenever that at bat ends, you had to go back and do your job as a catcher. So most of the time, you had to be like two persons on the field, a hitter, but the main thing that you have to be is focus on the game and call a good game. Be like a bodyguard for that pitcher on the mound that day.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. So when we think about, look, I'm a former pitcher, and I know I liked to call my own game, but the catchers here in our last couple of minutes of this segment here, I want to run through this real quick, then we'll pick it up on the other side. When I'm shaking you off, right? You're putting down maybe for a curveball or something, and I'm like, no. I want to throw a straight change, right? I think that's going to work better for me. Think about being El Jefe of the whole field, right? So that's you. And in many cases, I know a lot of catchers don't like the idea of being shaken off. What are your thoughts about that?
I believe if we have a plan before the game, and whenever we see something while the game is going, um, you can just call time and go. I mean, go to the mound and talk to him and think about, like, pick it up on his brain, like try to be on the same page, because all that is all about. We want to be just one, not pitcher and catcher, just one person out there being in the
Right.
same page. Man, if he want to throw a pitch, you should go out there and, like, trust him, believe him, like, talk to him. Like, that's the best way to do it. Just go to him on and talk to him.
Yeah, you see, and I applaud you for that, because there are many times, and the catchers that I've had all the way back to when I played in the Mexican League, and I had the catchers get really mad at me to the point where we're having an argument on the pitcher's mound, because I know I'm feeling, maybe today, I'm feeling I'm going to throw a knuckle curve today, and I've got it. And I have pretty good command of it today, right? There's a difference between command and control, right? But in many cases, sometimes, you feel like, hey, I'm going to throw a straight change today. And at least I know that when I throw it, I know I'm going to get it over and I'm not going to be wild in the strike zone. In fact, when we come back from break, I want to talk a little bit more about that and the baseball rule changes and pitch comp, that's a whole nother discussion. All right. Tell you what, folks, we're going to be back here with Jorge Alfaro in just a few minutes. And this guy is looking really sharp in that Boss shirt and watch as the big branding guru from Colombia. Back here in just a few minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Attention business owners, you and your customers are listening to this right now. Face it, every business needs customers, even yours. The Sports Circus is a primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, NBC, CNBC, and Westwood One News affiliates, plus CBS, Fox, and NBC sports affiliates across North America, with coverage from Hawaii to New York. Also, the Sports Circus is available to the 180 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, and the Sports Circus gets about 4 million website visitors per month, which could click through your website and bring sales. The Sports Circus provides great content featuring celebrity guests from sports and entertainment to our audience every weekday, which your company could greatly benefit from by increasing your visibility, foot traffic, eyeballs to your website, and calls from potential customers. Call us right now at 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935, or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Drive your sales today by advertising with the Sports Circus.
Okay, we have 2 minutes. See how easy that was for the first segment? So simple.
Okay.
Kind
Right.
of. And a little nervous.
It's just a couple of guys talking about stuff. Don't worry, all this will be edited and cut out, so that's fine. But I have problems with the rule changes. I have a lot of problems with those rule changes. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because from your perspective versus my perspective. And the game has been tilted in favor of the hitter, obviously, because now you're rushing the battery, and there's a lot going on that, in my opinion, it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels, but whatever. I'll drink to that. Yes. All right. Okay. Lynn, how's everything going on your side?
Sorry, I just interjected a question just out of curiosity. What is your
Question.
on that?
It's hard. I mean, you don't have enough time to think. Sometimes the game is going so fast now. You're trying to, what you're trying to do when you play baseball is just slow down the game. But at
Right.
these, you just have 15 seconds to think and do it and execute.
Now we got 30 seconds to come back from break.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of like, think about this. I mean, so I have all this stuff going on right now. but I'm keeping an eye on everything, but I still have to have a good dialogue. I mean, this over on this side, it's a lot harder than what it looks like. It's just when you've done it so many times, think about all the games you've played. It's old hat. Okay, here we go. We're coming back from break right now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm Roy Firestone. Now it's time to throw it back to Sal.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio. AAMP.TV stands for All Ages Media Programming, in case you're keeping score. This segment brought to you in part by our friends over the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Check them out at csncoyotes.com for upcoming games and events. That's csncoyotes.com for the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Yes, in fact, that's the same school that produced Bryce Harper. Yeah, Bryce Harper, first-round pick overall. Bryce is doing very well, of course, as we've seen in Major League Baseball. Well, he is a product of the College of Southern Nevada baseball team. What a great team. All right. Big welcome back to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates and independents from coast to coast, including our friends over in Honolulu on CBS Sports 1500, KHKA, that's home of the New York Yankees and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Welcome into everybody that's listening up and down the West Coast from San Diego all the way up to Seattle, across through Denver and Chicago, down to Texas and over to Auburn, Alabama on WAUD 1230 AM. That's home of the Atlanta Braves. A big hello to our friends over in Atlanta, WDJY 99.1 FM, and everybody else that's listening, everybody streaming on Facebook. How about this one? How about Chicago Food Favorites on Facebook? Of course, they always get a round of applause because we always think about food when we think of baseball, right? So everybody watching there, a big hello to you and everybody else on Hotel TV in over 550,000 rooms in all Nielsen-rated markets across America. And we are here with our special guest, and that would be Jorge Alfaro. And Jorge, for many years, catcher in Major League Baseball, free agency. We know what that's about. But I want you to get back to this whole discussion about being the catcher. But now I want you to factor in the technology with, like, PitchCom, for example. Let's first talk about PitchCom. Tell everybody what PitchCom is and what your experience is with it at this point.
I would say it will help to the power of the game of the stealing signs. I mean, it's better that way, but at the same time, like, that was part of the game. That's what I get. That's what I believe. Like, if you have the ability just to do that, like try to steal sign, get a advantage of that, that's another talent, you know. Not everybody can do that, but it will help with that, with the power of stealing signs. But you just feel like you playing a video game. You just pressing a button with the pitches, with all the pitches on, and just give locations. And besides just put the fingers down like old school and all that, you just feel like you playing a video game. That's the way I see it.
Right? Yeah. I mean, when I look at the timeouts and whatever that are taken because, PitchCom's not working, to me, it drives me crazy because I'm used to seeing the signs, right? This kind of thing, right? Just give me the sign and we'll figure it out. And if somebody can figure out where I'm going to throw the ball, good for them. Good for them, because they still have to hit the ball. And, let's talk about that for a minute, because what we've seen over the last maybe 8-10 years or so, we've seen a very sharp increase in launch angle, right? So you're seeing a lot of uppercut these days. And for me, as a former pitcher, we didn't see that. No, we saw a level swing, which of course means you're going to have a lot more contact. And this is what a lot of people don't seem to remember, or they don't seem to understand. Watching a baseball game, they say, well, it's boring. No, it's not boring. You got to understand the chess match behind it. So think about this, Jorge, as a catcher, it's a lot easier to catch a ball when somebody is, let's just say this is home plate, right? Nice flat surface. If somebody's bat is going in an uppercut swing, right? If they're swinging as an uppercut right over the top of it, so to say, Well, guess what? The hitting zone is over the plate right here. If this is home plate, everybody watching on TV, there's a hand here. It's a flat hand. If that's home plate, and if the bat is going on an angle, there's a sweet spot where that ball comes in that you have to hit it at the right spot, the right everything for that ball to launch and get out of the yard. That's why the strikeout rates are up, because those are a lot better for the pitcher when somebody's coming in with an uppercut versus a level swing, because the bat stays in the hitting zone longer, right? So you have a flat plane, and then you have a hitting zone that's flat. So the contact area is a lot bigger versus a launch angle that's intersecting it. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is,
I'll follow you.
yeah, a lot more hitters are striking out these days. But what we also see are the pitchers throwing their arms out. We have a Tommy John problem. We have this problem. We have shoulder surgeries left, right, and center. As a catcher, your perspective of the game is you see the entire field. What do you see as the difference in the game over the last 10 years, in your opinion?
What you just said on like a launch angle and all that. I will say I mean, I believe in you can create a launch angle just keeping your barrel through the strike zone longer, and but from my perspective, I just trying to read your swing. If you just going like up and up, like up and down, like straight down swing, or like somebody who can straight through the strike zone, you can see it from behind the plate. And that way, even if you have a plan before the game with the pitcher, that will feed you back. That you get some feedback then how you're gonna use his army, you know, like his pitches against that team. That's the only thing that I believe about that. And I don't know, baseball is changing a lot. You know, pitching is getting hard. I mean, it's getting like everybody's throwing over 100, 97. Like you don't see like that many pitchers that coming from the bullpen at 92, 93 that much anymore. Everything, if they throw at 92, 93, they have like really, really good breaking balls, good changeup. So we had to find a way, you know, because baseball is changing. Everything is changing. It's changing for better. It's a lot of like Tommy John surgeries, everything, but the way you think is like you want to be the best player you can be, and that everything have a risk if you let's say overtrain. You know what I mean? Over like do something it's gonna happen. A lot of people are gonna stay healthy. A lot of people are gonna get hurt. But at the end of the day, you just want to be the best player you can be. You want to be better and better. And that's what pitching it's doing right now. It's just getting harder to hit.
Well, you know, Jorge, it seems the way. By the way, a big welcome back to everybody that's just tuning in right now from Hotel Television, and of course, all of our television affiliates, CBS, NBC, and Fox, and all of our radio affiliates, in case you're just tuning as well. Here with Jorge Alfaro, a very, very experienced, longtime catcher from Colombia. And of course, you know, there's a significance, by the way, with the branding in Colombia. Of course, there's a lot going on here with Jorge Alfaro that we're going to learn a little bit more about here. Of course, he's wearing that wonderful shirt, and he's got a very, very cool watch to go with it. I think it might be a little bit cooler than mine. But at the end of the day, there's a lot here, a lot of responsibility on you as a catcher, whether you're playing on this team, that team, the other team, whether you're playing even winter ball with Los Tigres, right? The reality is there's a lot going on in the day-to-day that a lot of people don't know what happens with a professional baseball player, let alone a catcher who arguably has the toughest job in baseball. Take 1 minute and tell everybody why being a catcher is the toughest job in baseball.
You had to be in every pitch, every play. You had to focus on the game. Like you can't walk out of the game for a second. You know what I mean? Even in your mind, you had to be on the same page with the pitcher. You had to be a leader on the field. You had to be a boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Of course, you'll get a round of applause for that little plug there. But reality is, no, I think you're right. And see, it's kind of like a pitcher. The catcher's got to keep the pitcher moving, because sometimes when the pitcher's dawdling around the pitcher's mound, hey, your outfielders and the 7 guys behind you, they're going to be flat-footed. They're not going to be ready. Maybe there's a lazy fly ball hit to left field. Well, in many cases, if that left fielder is just flat-footed, kind of looking around, maybe signing autographs in between pitches, you never know. We recently saw that. But reality is, if you don't keep your 7 guys behind you going and ready, let's face it, it's a lot easier to make an error out in the field with those guys, because the pitcher's not ready and the pitcher's not moving. And that catcher is the field general to get the game moving, to keep the game moving. So there's a lot more to this catcher business, folks. In case you're wondering, here in our last 30 seconds of the segment, look, being a catcher in professional baseball is very, very difficult. And I think, Jorge, that's why catchers make really good managers over time, because they see the entire game, unlike all the other players, because they really don't. Right or wrong?
that's right. That's right. That's why I really like to watch Jadier Molina catch. He was like a manager on the field. You know what I mean? He know every move. He know like every pitch, everything. He was on every play. He was two step ahead of
Jorge, I
everybody.
want you to hold that thought, because we're going to go to break right now. We got to take care of some business. Back here in a few minutes with Jorge Alfaro, catcher, field general, and brand ambassador. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on the Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, of the Sports Circus, a primetime, nationally syndicated television, radio, sports, and entertainment show. The Sports Circus covers topics others are too scared to talk about. There's no other primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the face and you'll beg for more. Join me, Hall of Famers, world champions, and all-star celebrity guests for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms, plus thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry.
Just showing the audience real quick. This is really good. I like the chocolate. Chocolate's phenomenal. It's addicting. That's the problem for me, because I could probably drink a half a gallon of that. I'm a complete slob when it comes to this stuff. I've already gone to the store like 4 times to buy this. This is stupid. Yeah.
Well, they appreciate your support there, Sal.
But of course you do. Of course you do. So, Jorge, pretty simple, right? No big deal. Regular conversation stuff. I mean, look, we could talk baseball for a week. I watch games. I love 1-0 games, 2-1 games. I like the strategy behind these games. I don't want to see the ball leave the yard all the time. No. I mean, as a former pitcher, I take that personal. Hell no. Oh, no. Oh, no. So 100 years ago, I never used my glove. I always get this. You'd laugh. I used my high school glove, which had no padding. It was terrible. But I finally got my glove. Right? And I refused to break it in. I refused to use it. It's just my little prop. But I didn't want to use it. I didn't want to use anything else except my high school glove, because I figured that's the one that got me there, you know? And it was a stupid thing, but what the hell? Every time the catcher would throw it back to me, my hand would just be killing. I'm like, oh, God, because I had no padding in there. Oh, man. All right. Okay. All right. We got 40 seconds. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
You can lie. You can lie. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, I am.
You're not going to offend me. Hey, I put your colors. I put your colors up. That's the good news. Okay, we got 20 seconds. Yep. All right. This is really the club that I support. Boom. That's my boys. And they stink, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. They're going to lose 120 games this year. I'm still going to root for them. They split a doubleheader with the Royals today. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Hey everyone, Dave Jackson here, ESPN rules analyst on ESPN Hockey, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. This segment is brought to you by, tell you what, this one's brought to you by Jorge Alfaro, and Jorge's going to tell you about that really cool shirt and that watch that he's wearing. I don't care. We have no script, no nothing. This is just for fun. And I also see a couple of other items in front of you, but I want to hear more about that shirt and that watch. Tell the world about what you're wearing. Go ahead.
Just a nice blue shirt. With a boss sign, of course. And leather brown watch. I really like it too.
So, yeah, hey, Jorge, what is the significance of representing Colombia and branding in Colombia?
Means a lot to me, you know, especially coming from somewhere like every time I say the name, nobody knows what it is. You know what I mean? And it means a lot because I can represent, you know, all the people, not just me.
Okay. All right. So let's think about that a little bit more. So there's a responsibility to the country. I mean, as a successful baseball player, folks, by the way, in case you're just tuning in here, big welcome back to everybody on hotel television in over 550,000 rooms from coast to coast, plus all of our affiliates on CBS, NBC, and Fox, and our independent stations also that carry the program, plus in select markets, Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Time Warner, and Wow Cable TV, everybody also on Facebook. We're going to get into that in just a minute. But we think about the responsibility and you're proud because you get to represent your country for this product or that product or whatever it is. It's got to be a great feeling, especially being one of a very small group, to play professional baseball and have the opportunity to use your fame and your stature to recognize the products that are important to you and also to help the people back home experience some of these great products. What are your thoughts?
You're always gonna have people who's gonna be watching, you know, on your career, your journey, you know. It's gonna be kids with the same dream. You just have to show them and like teach them that they shouldn't be afraid. They shouldn't be afraid of pursuing their dreams. They shouldn't be afraid of like have faith on themselves. It doesn't matter what people believe in you. It doesn't matter if nobody believes in you. You just have to believe in yourself. You know, you just have to think.
You know what, Jorge, my sister always says this, and I love this one. You know, some people may not like it, but she says, your opinion of me is none of my business. That's true, though. It's true. I mean, look, you may like or dislike me. It's okay. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm just trying to be me and do what I do. Now, in your particular case, you've got the whole country watching you because here you're the shining star. You're one of the shining stars that's playing Major League Baseball. It's a great thing, but you also have the possibility to represent this brand or that brand. You've got a great shirt on, you got a great watch on. And whether you're even playing in the Dominican Republic with Los Tigres, right? The reality is being a champion, being a winner, you know what that is, but the people view you as a winner because you've already made it over that hill and you're already doing it and you've done it and you're still doing it today. Talk about the difference between baseball in the DR versus the US and Major League Baseball.
People just see those games on DR, like minor league games and all that. It's a really hard league to play. It's a really hard, even not just playing. It's just like you had to deal with fans. You had to deal with almost like everything, because that's a country that live for baseball. Everything move around baseball. So whatever you do good, whatever you do bad, everyone gonna know. So it's not just about like the game. It's like about the pressure that you feel when you walk out of the field. It's gonna be people that they're watching you, everything. You know what I mean? And like even like the talent they have there is crazy. All the talent that played that like every game, we can see it in the major leagues. Ellie De La Cruz, O'Neal Cruz, all those guys that we were on the same team. I had the chance to be on the same team, be on the bench, see what they can do, and that's amazing. Have the opportunity to play in Dominican at that level. It's just it opened your mind, in baseball to see good talent on the field.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like I used to have a house over there as well, up in Cabrera, all right, in the northern part of the island. And so I watched baseball over there and I've seen pure talent. And folks, in case you don't know, just in case you don't know, this is really where you could see a baseball game without all the political crap, without all the distractions. You could see any ballpark. You could drive up to any ballpark, any playground, and you see a great pool of talent playing at a very, very high level. And that's for you that just tuned in on our CBS, Fox, and NBC affiliates and independents, and also on Hotel TV from coast to coast. Listen, folks, if you want to see good baseball, really good baseball, here in this country, in the United States, go watch a Little League game. And then if you want to go to the next level, go watch a Rookie League game, because these guys are fighting for the possibility for greatness down the road. But if you're out of the country and you have the ability to go watch a game, ironically, maybe you might be in the Dominican Republic, go watch a game there, and your attitude will change on what baseball really is like. And hustling, like every play is a World Series play, right or wrong.
That's right. And just the vibe and the atmosphere from the fans, like you can feel it. You can feel like every play counts. For the fans, they feel the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just live for the game.
They really do. It's almost as if I'm not saying it is, but it's almost as if that's the most important things in their lives besides their family, right? It's family, work, whatever, family life, baseball. But, when it comes to not family, baseball is seemingly the most important thing. As I saw it, and I could say as a former player myself, I say, you know what? This is what it ought to be. Because when we were kids, this is what was taught to us, right? It wasn't about, show me the money. No, it had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with getting out there and playing the game because you love the game. I mean, hell, back in the day, we didn't make hardly anything for playing baseball. I paid $1,200 a month to play baseball. Give me a break. But at the end of the day, you look at it now, it's just so much focus on money, 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 TV contracts, this, that, the other. And if you're lucky enough to have a branding opportunity, I tip my hat to you, young man, because you're in a great position. Hey, let me ask you real quick. What does the name Mananalo mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Are you asking me that? Oh,
yeah.
It's a great water. You should drink it.
I should drink it. Well, I don't know, man. I've got this other one over here, and it's called Once Upon a Coke. I went over to my local. I went to my local Sprouts store, and I tried this under the advisement of a trusted friend. And I gotta tell you, there's 5 flavors, and I'm just saying, look, I don't get paid nothing for doing this. I promise you, I don't get paid nothing for doing this. But it's really good stuff. And there are 5 flavors, and I kind of gravitate towards the regular, and I gravitate towards this chocolate one. So, folks, if you've ever had a Yoo-Hoo in your life, the Yoo-Hoo drink, this is it. This is the healthy Yoo-Hoo drink. And again, I get nothing for saying this. And at the same time, listen, try it. It's really good. It's at your local Sprout store. And again, I don't get nothing for saying it. I just like it because I like it. And we're going to give them a round of applause just because we can. And by the way, in case here in our last 30 seconds of the segment, I want to throw this out there. I did mention this at the pregame when we had a conversation. There's this really cool book here, and it's called Lasorda University. And this is for my friend Zach Manassian. And you talk about a great book with great stories about Tommy Lasorda. This is it. Go to your local bookseller or online venue, whatnot. Check out Lasorda University. This is good stuff. You want to hear some great stories, go check that book out. And we're going to be back here, of course, with Jorge Alfaro and that wonderful Boss shirt, that Boss watch, and that incredible coconut water he's got. You got all kinds of good stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. Lots more to come. Don't go anywhere.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that
All right, we're on break for 3 minutes. Having fun? You can lie. It's okay.
I am.
It's buddy, this is an easy conversation.
I'm good.
Do you like the chocolate?
I'm not like it's sweet. Like I don't really like it.
Really, I have sweet teeth. You know, people have a sweet tooth. I have sweet teeth. Los dientes, todos. It's ridiculous.
I like the regular one though.
The regular is very good, by the way.
Yeah, I like that one.
I've already had 2 of these today. This is my 3rd one. This is stupid. I just keep drinking them.
So you're very hydrated.
Yes, I'm extremely hydrated. I'll have to get out and ride my bicycle again. So, Jorge, I ride my bicycle 20 to 30 miles a day, usually closer to 30. So I could do this, but every time I drink one, I have to pedal another 5 miles. I don't know. So maybe I'm up to 35 tonight. I don't know. I don't mind. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. You know, because I'm getting older and I don't want to get fat and out of shape. And I don't want to go to the beach and take my shirt off and have man boobs. What's that? Right? I don't want to have to wear a bikini top. Yeah. A lot of guys I know, they just let themselves go. It's like, come on, man. You've got a dad bod. What are you doing? Remarkably frustrating. So anyway, that's too much information, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, we've got another minute before we go. And I'm going to give you a chance to plug all your social media and whatnot. So listen, this is the last segment. And so you'll have a chance to talk about everything you want to, whatever that means. Okay. And whether it's Boss, whether it's Mananaru, whether it's Once Upon a Coconut. Hey, listen, I just mentioned Sprouts, by the way, for you, Lynn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll drink to that. Right?
What about pineapple? Did you try the pineapple?
I did try the pineapple.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't like it?
I like it.
The pineapple's good. Pineapple's good. The watermelon was okay. It's kind of the same level as the pineapple, but I really think this one is the one that people should be buying if they've never tried it, the regular one, because it's very good. It has enough sweet to it. And I'd like to say this segment is brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. All right. All right. Here we go.
Hi, this is Brian Erlacher. Welcome back to the Sports Circus.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. A big welcome back to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates and independents from coast to coast on 215 stations across America, as well as everybody watching on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Time Warner, and Wow Cable TV and Hotel TV in over 550,000 rooms in all Nielsen-rated markets. Of course, they always get a nice round of applause. By the way, folks, make sure you check out thesportscircus.com for our upcoming guests, our prior guests, our recorded shows, which are our podcast. We don't do a podcast. It just happens that our full recorded shows are stored there, whether it's Apple or Spotify or Pandora or Google, Amazon, Audible, whatever. You can't get away from us. We're everywhere. And also, even on Facebook with our friends over on Chicago Food Favorites. Thanks for joining us there, too, because we like food. We're going to talk about ballpark food in a minute. And also, make sure that you visit our partners page. And also, a special thanks to Once Upon a Coconut for being a small part of today's show. Boy, this is really good stuff, folks. Go check it out at Sprouts. Again, I get paid nothing for saying this, but Once Upon a Coconut, really good stuff. You'll like it. Tell them the circus sent you, and maybe they'll give me a kick in the head or something. I don't know. But anyway, all right. All right. Welcome back with Jorge Alfaro. And Jorge, we have a food page that follows this as well. And so it gets a very big audience. So talk about your favorite foods. Now, okay, so you were recently in Chicago, right? So you're recently in Chicago. I got to ask you, when you were in Chicago, what were your favorite foods?
Every time I go to Chicago, I get the pizza. Yes.
All right, yes. That's great stuff. Yes. All right, so where do you get the pizza? Do you remember the pizza place that you would get it from?
No, really. I always go with with the play, like my teammates. So we always like.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the pizza is just phenomenal. It really is. I have to tell you, folks, if you are just tuning in right now, we're having a conversation with Jorge Alfaro, and now we're talking about the Chicago Food Favorites page just because we can. Boy, there's really good stuff. When we think about the foods that are available in the city of Chicago, they're phenomenal. But also, it's not just the foods, but it's also the Italian lemonade. It's the bakery, all the baked goods, all the good stuff. There's so much good stuff. You can't get away from it. I tell you what, folks, if you don't know, then you don't know. You have to go out of your way. And even Al's Italian Beef, Al's #1 Italian Beef, and 1079 West Taylor Street in Chicago, really good stuff. And of course, if you've never had an Italian beef sandwich, it's very different, of course, than the Philly cheesesteak sandwich, which is the difference between frying and cooking. It takes 20-odd hours, 22 hours, I think, to prepare the Italian beef, versus it takes about maybe 10 minutes or so to make yourself a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Put it on the flat top, fry it up a little bit, spray some Cheese Whiz on it, you call it a day, put it on a bun. And that's basically it. It's a very different animal. But what I will say is it's nice to have Jorge Alfaro with us telling everybody about pizza. And I wish he would kind of give me an idea of which pizza place that he likes, because there are so many good pizza places out there. And oh, by the way, those extend all the way around the entire Chicagoland area. And folks, in case you're not in the Chicago area, you can always get those pizzas online because nowadays people are selling these pizzas everywhere you go. It's crazy. You can get the frozen ones from here or from there. It doesn't even matter. So in the last segment, we were talking a little bit about the branding and what it meant for Jorge Alfaro as basically a brand ambassador, being responsible and having this significant representation for Colombia and branding in Colombia. Kind of a big deal for the Boss brand. And I have to tell you that wearing that Boss brand across that shirt, there's a lot of responsibility comes with it, a lot of visibility that comes with it too. But the good news is he represents the brand well. The same thing with Mananalu, and the same thing, of course, when it comes to Once Upon a Coconut. Those are, boy, I tell you what, we think about the different food items, the drink items, and when I talk to Jorge Alfaro about what it really means to be the brand ambassador for a country, it's very different. And there is so much responsibility that comes along with it. And I can tell you this much, folks. It's a lot easier to watch and listen what we're doing on our side versus talking about something when you're not necessarily doing this on a regular basis. It's very difficult to go about this business. But the one thing I can say is that, look, when it comes to representing a brand, whether you're wearing their clothing, whether you're talking about it on television or radio, it's very difficult. And you have to juggle a bunch of things in the air. Also have to make sure that you're representing something that you believe in. And me personally, look, I'm wearing a Boss shirt as well because they're wonderful. And if you don't like the Boss products, you've been living under a rock because they have amazing products. This is not a commercial for them. This is just a way of life. If you want to look good, you want to feel good, then you wear the things that make you look good and feel good. That's why I'm wearing this glorious blue shirt from Boss as well. Of course, they get an astounding round of applause just because we want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on over here from a fashion standpoint. But we also think about what Jorge has to offer from all the advice from all those players that are working with a brand. And I don't know, Jorge, can you hear us right now? Because I know we've had a little bit of a technical issue, but can you hear us right now?
Yeah, I lost you for a little bit, but I'm here. I'm back.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so let's think about what it's about to talk about a brand to the people from back home versus in the US where maybe a brand is launching in a particular market, right? So now you have a brand that was put together in country A, and now you go back home and talk about the brand to country B, all your countrymen and women. How do you go about telling them not only do you like it, but you really trust the brand because it feels right and it tastes right?
I would say that I would take personally, like coming from like humble. I would say humble. Never had the opportunity. Humble family never had the opportunity to have like nice. I would say like a nice shirt like this. Like it's really comfortable. It's really like good. I would say that trying to like spread that brand in Colombia, like make it bigger, make it like all the people like they can like just feel the same way I feel. I would say that it's really hard right now, like it's really hard for me. I've never like this is my first time doing this, but I will say that I will just try my best, try to do the best of me. try to I don't know, like help people to get into this brand, you know.
Well, you know, Jorge, the idea of getting the message across for somebody to be your own boss, or hey, the choice is yours, right? It's time to shine. Trust the process. These are all things that we talk about in sports and in life, right? I mean, the power is within you. All of those wonderful things. So we have to think about what it means for people to grab that message and what does the message mean to them. So when we think about all of that, and we think about your interest in fashion, because obviously you're a fashionable kind of guy, you've got that look. I could never have that look that you have. You have, again, more hair than I've ever grown in my entire life. You know what I mean? But you have the ability to convey a message to an audience in a way that a lot of people can't. Take 30 seconds to talk about your interest in fashion in the first place.
About being your own boss, you know, like about you just have to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other things. It doesn't matter what people think. It just matter on what you believe and what the way you see the world, the way you see things around you. I would say that just being believe in yourself. That's what being your own boss means. You know, about like not be that person that they think you are. Don't be like if they think that you can do something. That's what they think. That's not who you are. You know, that's you have to believe that you can do everything what comes to your mind. You can do it. You know, you can do it. You just have to trust the process. How you say it. You just have to. You're gonna find like um, things. You know, like you're gonna find like rocks on the road, but at the end of the day, you just have to believe in yourself, and then you're gonna get through that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, well, by the way, we want a special acknowledgement to go out to the Dream Machine Foundation, partnering, of course, with Boss. And also, when you come back, because you will come back on the show just because you can, then we'll have you get into Maluma and Jorge, what that means. And of course, we know, look, Boss selects athletes for their unique look, quality of character, and vision for the future. And then maybe take 10 seconds or 30 seconds to talk about what that means to you real quick.
Couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear the last part.
Okay, the whole Boss selects athletes for their unique look, quality of character, and vision for the future. Real quick, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means a lot that I can be selected on to do these. You know, like, to like, show people that attitude. You know, it's not just a brand; it's an attitude that you can have it. You can build on it. You know, and I just feel proud that they give me the opportunity to be part of this.
Well, listen, you've earned it, Jorge. There's no question about that. You've absolutely earned it. And of course, when you come back, you're going to have to share a little bit more about your dreams and your plans, what you plan on doing. But just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job here on the Sports Circus. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your Remaster Sal, and we'll see you in about 23 hours right here on your favorite station. So until then, so long, everyone.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA. The only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. That's 800-932-5517.
Okay, we're clear. All right, so I don't know.
Sorry about that technical difficulties. That was on our end. So
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I just hurried through. I was just rambling. I had to. I was like, okay. So, the kind of crap that happens, right? And so you never